What is going on, guys? Thank you so much for coming back to Cobra TV, and today we're going to talk a little bit about Beyond, about some speculation of something that Sean Murray said in a recent PC Games and interview that I just came across. I'm not sure just how new this is, but it's relatively new since the Develop Brighton concert, which is where he was interviewed at, where he talks, I don't know, so don't look into this too much, but first I want to go over some speculation that we have had here on the channel about what the number 3 component is going to be, and a lot of people think that I'm watering down the speculation that they're saying, people are saying they're saving the best for last and things like that, which all that might be true. So this is nothing that's concrete, nothing set in stone. This is not busting out the truth or anything like that. This is just good old-fashioned speculation. Look at what Sean Murray's saying, and it's just something fun to do while we wait. And I want to kind of go over real fast before we get into this the survey that we all took. I know a lot of people are like, getting mad at me. Why are you talking about the survey again? Okay, so the survey is very important to look at, and I've explained this. I don't know if I've explained it really super well in a edited video, but I do talk about it quite a bit on the live shows that we do. But I kind of put on the side here what I think we've gotten so far. Enhancements to underwater exploration. This survey was given to us before we got Abyss. And after we took the survey, they ended up saying, thank you for helping us prioritize our roadmap. The survey will still be up for a little while longer. If you would like to participate, please go ahead. So they kind of called it themselves a roadmap, and thank you for helping us prioritize this. And I'm going to get into something really interesting here from what Sean Murray said in a recent interview in a second, but to set it up, I just want to kind of go over it real quick, rehash this, and I'm going to do it very fast. Abyss, enhancements on underwater exploration. VR support has been announced for Beyond. Larger multiplayer lobbies, which is in the No Man's Sky Online feature, has been announced, it's an online component, has been announced for Beyond. Now I got more depth and variety in NPCs, and I got Beyond there. And the reason why I put Beyond there is because at the state of play, we actually seen the NPCs walking around during a VR demo. And if I could find it real quick, I'll put it up on the screen. But if you search for NPCs walking around VR No Man's Sky, it comes right up. It's a really short video clip, like 30 seconds, something like that. But if I can find it, I will put it in the video. But I think most of us have seen that by now. Then we got stranger, more varied planets. I'd like to attribute that to Visions. And then we have more base building depth, which has not been talked about, not been seen, not been announced, not been given to us yet or anything. Then we got quality of life improvements, and we have replace orbs with full character models. I put Beyond because that's an online feature. Polish of existing features, which I think is the most important one that's on here. This means that this could go for anything that's currently in the game. It could go for exosuits, it could go for ships, it could go to variation and things like that. So polish of existing features is a very important one. And I would probably like to attribute that to Beyond as well, as also quality of life improvements, which I think is something that happens almost every update. So when it comes to polish of existing features, I would like to play a clip for you here real fast about Sean. I think that this could be, attributed to that. Well, anyway, take a look. Listen.
90% of what we do is based on feedback, right? But there's also this really important 10% where the game has completely changed in ways that people weren't expecting. We've added, base building and freighters and frigates and mission systems and NPC kind of quest trees and things like that I don't think people were really expecting. And we enjoy surprising people with that. Beyond, which is our next big update, has a whole bunch of that kind of stuff, right?
So Beyond has a whole bunch of that kind of stuff. That's a big comment right there. That's a big statement. He mentioned a lot of quite a bit of stuff there, and he said Beyond has a lot of that kind of stuff, which I would like to attribute to polish of existing features or things that we're just completely not expecting, something that was not on this survey whatsoever, right? So there's 10% or a lot of that kind of stuff in Beyond. Now, I would like to play another clip for you guys with Sean Murray where he talks about, and this is going to go hand in hand with the article that I'm getting ready to read to you, a portion of the article that I'm getting ready to read to you, which I will link down below, about how way that they see us playing No Man's Sky.
That we're really excited about, that we've been watching the community. The community hasn't been asking for these features, but we can tell in the way that they're playing.
So we haven't been asking for these features, but it's they could tell in the way that we are playing. And this next one right here, this next clip is how all three of these updates, VR, No Man's Sky Online, and whatever number 3 is, work together better than updating it singly, by themselves, individually. Let's go ahead and take a look, listen to that clip, and we'll get into this article.
I guess the best way to explain it was at the start of the year, we had 3 updates planned out that were going to land kind of across the year. But as we were looking at them, they work so much better together than they did separately. And rather than just kind of
they work together better than they did separately,
sticking to some sort of structure, some sort of marketing plan or something like that, we just thought the best thing for the game is to combine these 3 things. So 2 of them we've announced so far, which is VR and online. And then there's another that we've yet to talk about. We'll kind of talk about everything and show people close to launch and kind of show exactly what people are getting.
Okay, so the important thing is when you're thinking about this survey is that these were things that they had on their mind that they wanted to do for the game. When they released this VR support, all of these things, and I think they wanted to see what the community was wanting first. So they put the survey out, and we took the survey and stuff like that, and I think that we started getting these updates based on our survey responses. So the first thing that we got was Abyss, enhancements to underwater exploration, and then we got Vision, stranger, more varied planets. So I think that this pretty much was their work list. I don't think that they were purposely trying to release a roadmap, but they wanted to see what we were wanting first. And I think these were the list of things that they were working on, the big 3 updates at the beginning of the year. So it is my speculation that more base building depth is part of number 3. Maybe not all of number 3. Part of number 3, and more depth and variety to NPCs, which we already caught a glimpse of, I think could be part of the base building, since there's a lot of there's a lot of emphasis for NPCs in our base and stuff like that. And then you got to think the other 10% that we're not we don't know, that there's a lot of that kind of stuff and beyond could be more story. I really hope that there's more story, and that's pretty much a wish list. There's nothing here to tell me that there is, so let's go ahead and go over to the article. And he was asked, in a recent interview, you said you've been surprised and of course pleased about players continuing excitement for the game and for updates like Beyond. Why do you think they keep coming back? Jean-Marie responds by saying, I think about this a lot. Like way too much. We gathered some numbers and we have some idea about what people do in the game. So they gathered numbers, they have an idea of what we do in the game. But it's always very hard to tell why. A person plays for 50 hours or 100 hours. Why are they doing that? It's fascinating to get under the skin of that. Obviously, a core part of it is exploration. That's the feeling that we always wanted to get across, of landing on a new planet where no one's ever been before. You definitely see that driving people. Here's where the article does get good. But we know that no matter how exciting that is, eventually it wears off, right? Maybe after 100 planets, or 1,000 planets, even the crew of the Enterprise got bored and needed a holiday. So an interesting thing has started to happen for players at the moment. Base building is a huge thing, which kind of surprised me. We introduced it after the fact. We never really talked about it before. And when we did, people were like, I don't understand. I'm supposed to be exploring. Why should I build a base? But it's the second biggest thing people spend their time doing. Now, let's take a quick minute here to go back to what he's talking about in this article is that he's watching us play. He knows what we're doing. He knows what the vast amount of us are doing. He knows that we're doing a lot of building. He sees people building these abstract bases. And what did he say about Beyond?
That we're really excited about, that we've been watching the community. The community hasn't been asking for these features, but we can tell in the way that they're playing.
They can tell in the way that we're playing. And here he is discussing the way that we're playing, and he says the second biggest thing people spend their time doing is building. So you get this neat thing where people land on a planet, and what they're really hoping for is, has somebody been here before and has somebody built something? That's the thing we want to make more of in the next update and beyond. Now, this is confusing to me. Now, did he just accidentally spill the beans about what's in Beyond? I'm not sure. But the author of this article did capitalize Beyond. It's not lowercase b, it's capitalized as if it was a title. That could be a mistake on their part. But he is talking about building, and it's something that we love to do in the game. That's one of the second biggest things that we do in the game as a community. That's the thing we want to make more of in the next update and beyond. It's just that feeling and empower people a little bit more to be able to do that. So it's and he goes on to say there's something really unique about seeing something someone else has built and put there before you. I find it myself really engaging as we can obviously just go through places that people have uploaded. Just like, okay, so this is interesting. Sean Murray can see what you guys are building. So keep your rooms clean, keep your living rooms clean in your bases, because Sean Murray just discloses that he could go through uploaded bases and see what you guys have done. I find it really engaging as we can obviously just go through places that people have uploaded, and he's like, just like, what were you thinking? He laughs. What was going on in your mind? Why did you put this here? It's like finding some sort of relic, like, what does this mean? And you find some weird things going on out there. I try to picture the person like that's them on a Saturday. Sure, I'll just build a taco stand. So Sean Murray is stating that building is something that he would like to add into No Man's Sky. More of this in the next update and beyond. Now, I don't know if he's saying, well, he does say next update, so next update would be Beyond. But I don't know if he's saying next update past Beyond or Beyond. So I don't know what this, I don't know if this, even if you take it, it's not literally, it's really confusing me. It's making my head hurt. That's the thing we want to make more of in the next update and beyond. So, I don't know, leave your comments down below. I would like to know what you guys think about, is he adding building and beyond in the next update? Or is it the next update past beyond and also beyond and more updates to come? There's two ways you could look at it, but it's really strange. But I would like to get your opinions down below, guys. Again, just because I think that number 3 has something to do with building, and I've said this previously, that does not mean that's all we're getting. That does not mean, because we have that 10% that Sean Murray said about things that we're not expecting.
90% of what we do is based on feedback, right? But there's also this really important 10% where the game has completely changed in ways that people weren't expecting. We've added, base building and freighters and frigates and mission systems and NPC kind of quest trees and things like that I don't think people were really expecting. And we enjoy surprising people with that. Beyond, which is our next big update, has a whole bunch of that kind of stuff, right? Like,
Beyond has a whole bunch of that kind of stuff. Guys, even though these are just 3 individual updates, I believe that this could possibly be a really large update, and only because of this. Small things, tiny things, little things that we could do in No Man's Sky Online. But I would also like to state that, with everything, and we've learned a lot of things about getting hyped and getting over excited about certain things. Keep it simple. You know what I mean? Like, just, this is the way I like to sit here and think about No Man's Sky is, cool, we're getting a bunch of stuff with online. That's awesome. We're getting VR. Can't wait to sit on a beach in No Man's Sky and maybe even lay down on the carpet here and just listen to the sounds of whatever birds might be in the air, the wind blowing, hearing some animals off in the distance. What a relaxing thing. Even something simple like that would be. I think that's kind of cool. And then whatever number 3 could be, which I speculate that it's building. Now, I didn't go into why, with Sean Murray saying play this clip here one more time.
I guess the best way to explain it was at the start of the year we had 3 updates planned out that were going to land kind of across the year. But as we were looking at them, they work so much better together than they did separately.
So when it comes to my speculation about building being number 3, it could also be online, guys. So building could be part of online. Because, well, you know, you think, he said they all work together better rather than updating them separately. Online features go together really well with building, because now we as, sorry about that. Now us as hubs and civilizations are big things. So if we had bigger multiplayer lobbies, more things to do, more trading to do with each other, building would go really good with something like that, because we could actually build our own hubs and increase the building limits and revamp the whole building and everything, so that way things just run smoother in the game and things like that. So I do speculate that building is part of number 3. I don't think it's all of number 3. But again, guys, I'm going to quit talking and I'm going to get out of here. Leave your comments down below. What do you think? Do you think Sean Murray's talking about building in this next update? Well, I said it. I said exactly this quote. Do you think building is part of the Beyond update? Or do you think that he wants to further that and, the updates past Beyond? Just all in general, hi guys. I just wanted to say hi, and I'll get down in the comment section with you guys. And as always, love you guys, and have a great rest of your day. And I will see you all in the next video. Until next time.